Yes, the real estate office at Spring Island contacted me to reach out to a reporter with the Wall Street Journal, and I did. And I didn't get in touch with her right away, and she called me back, and I was out walking my dogs and on the cell phone, and we started talking about what I was doing being in the live oak forest, and we talked for 45 minutes and all about the nature and the arts programs and the nature programs at Spring Island, and really had a great conversation. And she got very, very excited, and at the end of the conversation she said, we're going to send a photographer down to film the island. And she did. A couple of weeks later, a photographer came in. He was here all day at my home, out at the ruins, on the golf course, at the farm, the chicken coop, and the club facilities that we have here, our restaurant, the equestrian center, and had a boat ride on the river, and just was thoroughly enjoying filming the island and being here. So it all connected, and they liked it, and I think he really captured what Spring Island was about. There are 3,000 acres on Spring Island, and 1,100 to 1,200 acres are in a nature preserve. Several different areas where the nature preserve's not all in one place. So, and then the marshes around the island, marsh grasses, add another dimension to it, which is beautiful, to changing colors of the grasses with each season.
We lived in two places on Spring Island, and we thought the first place was wonderful and learned all the trails that we could get to leaving our cottage. We're filming here, and then we moved over to this side of the island, and we walk out our door to another nature preserve. And I can't say we've gotten lost recently, but in the first couple of years that we'd go out with our dogs, there were a few times where we'd come home sheepishly and say, well, that walk took a little longer than we planned because
a new trail.
We got a new trail, and surprised where we ended up.
Our first home was on the golf course, on a wooded lot overlooking the golf course, and we really enjoyed that just because of the birds, different birds over there, and turkeys, and more wooded lifestyle. But once we knew we were going to be here full time, we thought, oh, it'd be nice to be on the water and see that every day. And now we have a lot more shorebirds, and enjoy the dolphins going by, and access to the water. We have a dock that we can crab off of, or shrimp, and just sit out there and watch the sunset. So it's
after we
trade-offs.
After we built our new home, I ran into the man who sold us our first lot, and I told him how much we had enjoyed the first lot, but how we now lived in the best place on Spring Island. And he got a smile. I said, what are you laughing at? He said, I can't tell you how many people have told me that they live on the best spot on Spring Island, which is what is wonderful about it. Every morning I wake up and look out the window and say, gosh, I'm blessed to be here, so lucky.
The Waterfall Farm has probably been community farm. It's not organic, but it's well planned by members and some staff to plant 2 crops a year, a summer crop and a winter crop. And we have 8 acres there, and do a lot of corn and squashes and lettuces in the summer, and tomatoes, and in the winter, which is really a super crop of broccoli and cauliflower and all different types of lettuces, kale, cabbage, and Brussels sprouts. And it's just been a lot of fun. Volunteers maintain it on Tuesdays in Ho, and it's been a really big hit, and it's a lot of fun to go get all your own vegetables.
It's made even more fun by some of the volunteers will put out emails on their new favorite kale recipe, and their the new squash recipe that their friends shared with them. So a lot of ways to learn to love kale.
And we have a chicken coop that's been going strong for a year now, with 30 plus chickens, and get about 2 dozen eggs a day that the members can partake in and share, and then the restaurant uses some of the eggs to make their homemade ice cream, and that is a lot of fun. There's 6 different varieties of chickens, and people just who volunteer to tend the chickens have a lot of fun, and having the eggs and sharing those is a great fresh thing to have, along with your vegetables.
Continuing the long tradition of shooting birds at Spring Island, once we got enough homes, enough people here, it was deemed to be prudent to take our shotguns off island, and about a half an hour's drive away, we have some great plantations. We've been to 3 over the years, since about 1995, I think, is when hunting ceased on the island. All of them have been good. One I think we were there for 10 years or more, and then the family that owned it decided that they wanted to use it for their own purposes. So we went to another and enjoyed that for 2 years, and now we're at our third, and it's been terrific. It's getting better each year, and got good flying birds, which is important, and a very pretty property. The dogs are terrific. There's a chance to ride horseback, ride on wagons, do it the old southern plantation way. I really enjoy it. I'm obviously, you can tell from my accent, I'm not from the South, but I'm becoming Southern every year, more Southern every year.
We love to go to the trust talks. We rarely miss one. Thoroughly enjoy the wide range of topics, from history to health topics to nature programs. Some of the visiting artists will do trust talks, and I am not an artist, neither one of us are artists, but we certainly enjoy the program, and I have actually taken a few workshops to dabble, and that's what's so great about the program here, is it's everything from experienced painters, but also beginning introduction to like a photography workshop or a basket weaving workshop or woodworking. So there's a good variety, and even if it's not your thing, you can find a way to try it and see how you like it. And
it's a supportive environment, isn't it?
Very supportive environment, and it's just amazing how many good artists we have. Our community, an artist community of ceramics people and potters and painters.
I took a photography course that was given by a couple, taught by a couple, who do most of the photography for the USGA. I thought that was perfect. The only time I would take out a camera was when I was on a trip to Scotland or Ireland, and come home with a bunch of pictures of bunkers that my wife would yawn at, and these people taught me how to make the pictures more interesting, how to crop them, set them up. It's
good.
It's fun. It's a lot more fun to have some sense of what you're at least trying to do. So I've really appreciated that. I've also appreciated Martha took a basket weaving course, and so we have an ice bucket, among other things, a little useful item around the house with her arts on it.
Yeah, yeah. And the other, I mean, Bill and I also, with the Low Country Institute sponsoring it, took the Master Naturalist course. We took it not together, but at different times, and that's a 13-week course, sponsored by, or created by Clemson University and taught by the 3 Master Naturalists here on Spring Island. And it's a 13-week course, learning all about the area, the habitats, the history, geological history of the Low Country, and it's a fabulous, fabulous course and very popular. I can't remember how many Master Naturalists they've graduated, but it's quite a few. And it's something you learn and keep with you forever, and makes being here that much more exciting because you know a lot more about different trees and animals. And
you know why it's here, and the spartina grass and all that.
Yeah, learning about where you live. It's really helpful.
Dr. Marsh says that they teach us with a fire hose effect. So we're inundated with way more information than you're going to be able to recall. But at least you know that there's an interconnectedness to things, and you know where to find information if you do have a curiosity about, you know, what that tree is or what that bird is. I don't know if the Carolina wren at the start of the taping came through, but at least I was able to identify the Carolina wren. I won't mention the other community that we went over when we were scouting out the area, and we're really impressed with this other community. But it's a golf community. And on the way back, we were saying, oh, that's very nice. I can see us living there, blah, blah. And we drove across the bridge onto Spring Island, and we looked at each other and said, what are we talking about? This place is so unique. If it's not unique, I don't know where there's another one. And, you know, we just wanted to be a part of 350 families or home sites that share in 3,000 acres of, I mean, this is
the
heaven.
Outdoors,
As the guy from another community said, well, this, Spring Island is not for everyone, and it isn't, but boy, it is for us, and it is for all our friends who have come here. They just think that we're so lucky to have this and to enjoy this.
And we love being outdoors. That was coming here from outside of Chicago, the opportunity to be outdoors every day of the year, and it's part of my day, and it's very important to me to be out and about and
to the point
active.
that the picture in the journal is of our porch where we spend. That's the room that we use the most. We're outside even when we're inside a good part of the year. And I think our architect did a great job in that when we went and looked at the lot with him, he said, oh, it's a wonderful lot. He said, so what do you think? I said, oh, no. We're going to figure out the sightings and where the wind is and the sun is and all this. But the main thing he did was, where do you eat breakfast? Do you read the paper when you eat breakfast? Where do you have drinks? Where do you sit when you watch television? Where do you sit when you read? And he developed a house for us, that fulfilled his artistic vision. And I think Joel Newman was just fabulous, and I'd recommend him to anybody who goes through the process.